Hello everyone, welcome to episode 2 of my specialized stump jumper overhaul. Today we are gonna be swapping over the stem, the handlebars, I'm leaving these grips, and we're gonna put them on my stump jumper that is currently hanging off a tree on our little makeshift bike rack. And we're gonna install them right here because we have a 50mm stem which I want to swap with the 135 from the rally, and I want wider bars. Unfortunately, these ones do have a higher rise. I think it should be 15mm or less. It could be less. And the ones on the rally are 12mm, but they have a higher upsweep, which I do run rolled forward. That does mess with your reach, so obviously you need to experiment with it. My idea is I'm going to use the shorter stem to counteract the reach issue that's going to cause by rolling it forward. As you can see, I've cleaned everything out. We're going to be swapping over the entire Shimano drivetrain. Everything is gonna come off. The chain ring, unfortunately I'm keeping the cranks for now, they haven't arrived yet, but we're gonna swap out the chain ring, the chain, the mech, the cable inside. I'm not gonna mess with the housing just yet, and the shifter. I haven't released the other video unfortunately, but we have already installed the 4-piston brake on the front. I'm currently running a 180 front and rear, 2-piston in the rear. Alright, let's start off by going over the tools I'll be using. Obviously, it's nice to have zip ties. I'm not sure if I'll be using these today, but it's always good to have them on hand. I'll have my third hand, great for whenever you're attaching a chain. Obviously, we got our brand new chain. We'll get to the new parts soon. I might have to remove my disc whenever I'm cleaning out the oils and whatnot, so it's always good to have your star hex wrenches. And obviously, to remove the pedals, because we do have new acid flats. I'm going to be trying out composite. Tire levers just in case, chain braking tool, pliers, adjustable wrench, and that's about it. Alright, let's have a look at some of the parts we're going to be swapping. New derailleur hanger, because yeah, we all know what happened to my last one. Shifter. I don't like the other versions with the numbers on the top and the screen telling you the numbers. I just don't like those ones. It's cleaner without it. Unfortunately, because I'm going to be attaching it to the bike without an iSpec mount, at least an iSpec 2 mount, so I decided to get the regular version with the mount. You've got a Shimano Dior RDM 5100, the SGS long cage Shadow Edition, exactly the same as the one on my rally. I'm going to be installing this up here, and we're going to be trying out some composite pedals for the first time. I know I swear by metal, but I figured I'll give these a try. They actually feel pretty solid. They've been surprising me for a while, and the pins are pretty sharp. I'm gonna give them a shot. And we're gonna be swapping over from the 32 teeth chainring to a 30 teeth chainring. Yep, same mount. It's gonna be our final swap. Alright, so we're gonna start off by removing our chain. We're gonna start off by removing the cable. Take the cable end off. Wow, it is literally coming apart. The cable's fraying and everything. I don't think this has ever been changed since this guy had this installed. Alright, we've got it off. Alright, so next up we're going to remove this damaged mech hanger. I'm not going to throw this away. A friend of mine has a tool that actually allows them to straighten out these old mech hangers, so I'm going to have him straighten that out. We'll be installing this one. It's in good condition, so that's why we need to keep the bolt in good order. So let's get started cleaning that out first, and then I'm also gonna just clean the area that I took it off from, and we're gonna get that done. Well, looks as though we got the mounting wrong. Because we almost had the sunrise chaining stuck inside there behind, and the mounting points just don't match up. It's smaller, so I guess we just got the wrong mounting holes. We'll be stuck with this line one for a bit longer until I swap the cranks, because I've got a dual crankset coming with the 30 tooth as well, so I'll probably just use this one when it's finished or something. Keep it in spares, you never know. But yeah, 32 ain't so bad. It'll have to do for now. Alright, so we failed at the chainring. We might as well add the pedals on. There we go. Alright, so new pedals installed. Acids. They look pretty good. Nice platform. So we're just gonna remove the shifting cable, the shifter, the brakes, because we're swapping over the handlebars and stem that's on my rally, and want to get that done.
Use your mind, listen to my voices and guide you. Give yourself over, yeah, you don't wanna fight. If you do, I'm gonna bid you a hard cold goodnight, baby. Hang on to your ticket, you're doing alright. And if you don't trust it, hold it up to the light.
Yep. 0 points, so 1. Alright, so I think I actually managed to figure it out. Sorry for the bad angle. But the beat tension's still a bit weird, but yeah, we got it working. Let me set the beat tension. Alright, so we've just installed the cassette and everything. We've been fighting with this for 2 hours. I thought I sized my chain wrong. I thought my cables were all over the place, but eventually we figured it out. Everything is shifting smoothly. You set the beat tension. So with the beat tension, there is a line here. Unfortunately, my lighting is making it awkward, but there's a line right here. You want to look at it flat on, and the teeth on your largest sprocket should line up with that line. And that's how you set your beat tension. 51 teeth. Everything else is working fine. Can't tell if it's too stretched out. It looks about the same as my other bike when it's in its largest sprocket. What I'm worried about is whenever the suspension is moving, it's still got a lot of play, so it should be fine. Alright, I've gone ahead and just preliminary, set up my cockpit as just a baseline. I've got the measurements written down. Ideally, if you're doing it yourself, you're gonna wanna put a piece of tape and mark the exact hinge points for your brakes and your shifters. I'm gonna be messing around with my bar roll and everything on this bike to have that set up properly. And then on back, I've gone ahead and cut the cable. You've got a nice short cable end right there. I'm about to do a little test ride, but we need to do just a bit more tuning. Obviously, we've got our pedals here, and yeah, there shouldn't be anything else that I need to do. The workshop is all messy now, but Alright, time for some after weekend bike check, where we got a lot to look into. We had a gnarly crash. It didn't stop me from having too much fun. Yeah, I'm still in a bit of pain from it, but it's not the end of the world. Let's start off with the parts. Fortunately, we weren't able to swap over to a smaller 32 chainring. I bought the wrong mount. This one's 104 BCD. I got a 94, 96 BCD one. Mistakes happen. We'll get another one whenever we get the cranks. It's not an issue. It was $10. My wheel is leaking sealant, I think. It hasn't dropped in pressure, but it looks like sealant coming out. So who knows what the story is there. Anyways, on to our upgrade. The shifting was immaculate. It was silent, quiet, and smooth. I'm pretty sure most people will be better off just getting Shimano Duo. It is just incredible. It shifts perfectly and it's not too expensive. It's one of the best drivetrains, if not the best drivetrain for the price. Obviously, if you want something more fancy, more expensive, you can go after an XT. If you want to go crazy, you can get an XTR. But I personally will always vouch for the Shimano Dior. It's not at all expensive and it shifts like a dream. I obviously had issues with my chain. It's nothing that's the chain's fault. It's all entirely mine. Whenever I was sizing it, I made a couple mistakes, but it's all resolved now. Should be good to go. The pedals. Oh, the pedal performance was incredible. The pedals really did the most. You know, they had impeccable grip. I was able to ride without dropping a single pedal. Luckily, didn't have a shinner, but it's coming. It's definitely coming for sure. But yeah, I'm quite impressed by them. We did tap a couple rocks, obviously because these cranks are quite long. Did tap a couple rocks, but aside from a little bit of scuffs here and there, it's nothing too drastic. They seem to be able to tank it quite well. That's what I was worried about and why I swear by metal most of the time. Up there, they had a couple scuffs, but these ones are actually holding out quite well. Quite large. But yeah, I'm quite impressed by the pedals. And then the shifter, shifting performance was great. Didn't really miss much. I've got an SLX on my other bike. It's a quieter, clickier, smoother sensation, true, but this one isn't bad by any means. This is like, if that one is S class, this one's like A plus, you know. Although I'm gonna argue get an XT or an XTR one, that's S class. But like I haven't felt those, I'm not gonna judge too much. This is what it feels like. I'm coming from the SRAM versions, and yeah, I miss my ability to go either direction, you know, or it just feels much better, you know. Anyways, on to the actual bike check and the stuff we broke. Yes, we did manage to break some stuff. So in my crash, you'll recall, I'm not sure if the tree snagged me here and stole my top cap. Yep, no longer have the top cap. I really like my half cap. But I was feeling the spokes and everything's in good condition. The wheel is perfectly true. There's nothing, it's almost like it didn't even hit the spokes. But the tree definitely went somewhere here. The tree branch just snagged the entire bike, flipped it around, sent me over the bars, and yeah, went rolling and sliding over the side. You can see it in the video. But when I got back up, big damage was this. I did check for cracks and stuff whenever we picked the bike up and everything, but it's just some very deep grooves. Nothing's flexing. We did check to see if it got loose. The spacing is still perfectly fine. Nothing is cracked. We did check the bolts just to make sure everything's still tight. So no roll. But we've got a couple scars. Like there's a couple scars now. Okay, first big real scratches. The brake lever tanked it somehow. it really got it straight into the ground. You can see the impact where some rocks tagged the front right here, but still perfectly fine. You can see another impact marks over here. Somehow it's still fine. It's genuinely a shocker. Even on this side, I think it's slid across one. Somehow survived. I'm happy about that. You can see all the dust from when it landed hard onto the ground. I'm just very grateful that my stanchions were unarmed. Perfectly fine. No issues there. But this bad boy, if you recall back in the day whenever I first got the bike, this command post was wiggling. Right? It would wiggle like that. And then it used to be able to go one of these directions, directly like that. So it must have switched over to like that, and then when I landed, it went head first in this diagonal angle, and then just got pushed straight out like that. So yeah, command post is officially dead. It can go right round, completely gone, and it drops all the way in there. So you can see it's like the cartridge got snapped out. So I think this is where the issue is. So yeah, this is the story at hand. Completely snapped my chopper. This is the biggest damage right here. Everything else is fine. It's just the chopper got snapped in half and it's all but coming out of the seat post. We managed to enjoy the rest of the ride. I was dropping in travel, so it was a bit of a hard climb, but yep, that's the story of the weekend. Everything else held up fine, and it's a pretty fun ride. Definitely a fun ride.